dropped off. My stream got dropped off, and I don't know why, so I'm trying to figure out what the deal is now. Okay. It's working again. Right on. Thanks. Yep, that's pretty crappy. Oh well. It's alright. I didn't do anything. I just talked to that lady about all her crap. Now I gotta talk to this guy about all his crap.
Truth be told, most of them are just people desperate to survive.
People.
When the villages started dying
I
out because of the weirdness, hunger, or raids, they lost their livelihoods, ended up with nothing to their names, and nowhere to go. So they banded together and started raiding whatever was left. Then they turned to killing each other. They're like rabid wolves. Too bad they're here now too. Yes, that damn forest north of here was already cursed and creepy. But now, I've heard it's an entirely different level of crazy. They say that some men here started going dark up north. With that, the weirdness started moving. And when the weirdness gets here, well, we're fucked. But you know that. Every child has heard the stories. That's... I don't know. It's hard to explain. They kept to themselves, perched in the mountains near the Forlorn Swords. Then something happened, and suddenly we saw ships arriving near our eastern shores. A couple days later, the tribes took over. One good thing is that the bandits aren't up to fighting with them. One bad thing, we aren't either. Yeah. After we lost 2 squads trying to take back the All-Mother's Temple from the Dalrita, our captain decided that nobody leaves the Horns. Then, he shut himself in his office, without leaving us any orders. Feargus is trying to keep the lads occupied, but... just look around. Half of the people here are losing their minds, and the rest are losing their wages on drink. I heard that Dew fell down the stairs and didn't break a single bone. So that's a start. Other than that, no, I can't think of anything. Ha! Friend, I wish. But the only task I could use help with might be a bit too delicate for you to handle. Unless you're a master goldsmith, then feel free to prove it. And I'll have work for you immediately. There's just not enough of them to go around.
Tell me about it.
Now that we're on lockdown, there's not much demand for my services either. Listen, I said I don't have any jobs, as in things I pay you for doing. That doesn't mean I can't teach you a thing or two. If you're willing to learn, that is.
I didn't ask you to teach me to be a smith, but like...
Since you're free to wander about while I'm stuck in the keep, maybe we can make good use of that. You've probably bashed in the skull of a beast or two, right? The alchemists. They're likely snatching up the corpses, using the muck to cook their weird concoctions. But perhaps you'd rather craft yourself some armor from those hides, huh? We should start with something simple. Let's see. I'll give you some notes on how to make armor. You gather the materials and get to work. And when you're done, you can bring it over so I can see what you've made.
Bunch of spam calls that were blocked at 1:59, like...
I like it when things are quiet.
Let me just have one of these things. Here's a new view. Keep closing see. Yes, another robot. Very weird. Yep, that's definitely telemarketer. Thank you. Looks like these are all... How about this one? That's in my area code. So is that one. Most of these are not. Scam. Something on Google. That's wild. I need to call him back, but... Oh, you know what? No. I'll tell you what, I used to have the funniest voicemail. I wish I'd gotten a copy of it. It was like somebody yelling at their friend who's no longer their friend anymore. Yesterday blocked. Yeah. I feel like I'm not connected. I feel like that my stream keeps dropping off of Twitch, and I can't figure out why. It's live. I'm glad that this is actually set like that. I was gonna go back through and do that. Okay. So I'm live, and the phone app doesn't think so, which is weird, and who knows? A minute and 28, and this thinks I've been on for 10 minutes. I think my Wi-Fi just sucks. Because, well, actually, yeah, that's probably what it is. Whatever, we're gonna keep looking. I'll keep watching that till it falls off, because I can look down to see myself. Okay, back to our fantastic story. Yeah, tab is actually the key to open the... Okay, cool. Stop.
I like it when things are quiet.
Alright, and you gave me some... Okay, so for whatever just happened, I guess we're back online. I have no idea what's going on, but it seems we were dropped off a couple of times. So, we're here still. Ignore that.
Hope nothing
please.
bad happens today.
Just gonna take a look at this. Yeah, should be fine.
No need for that, is there?
No. It's not. Okay. Gosh. Okay, hold on. What am I supposed to be doing? I'm pretty sure he gave me some quests while I was looking at that. Trying to figure out why I was no longer online. So we know it's not those. It's this. Corpse Eater armor. I don't know. I don't know where I should turn that in. The word is silent. That's not the one I want to look at. Actually, I want to look and see if that one was... No, that might be out in the big world. Because I know that these are just those tasks. It could be up here. More likely it's somewhere else. Here's to not getting caught up in that. Cheers. Okay. I need to go talk to Fergus. This guy's gonna progress. Just tell me other things I can't do. There's Transmog. Ow. How do I... Okay, that's how you do it.
Sometime
Really wanted that too.
it's nice to just...
That quest is gone. Okay. Weapons and armor. So... Okay, so I haven't gotten any other alternate skins for these things, just because I haven't picked anything up. That makes sense. What if I wanted to upgrade that piece of crap? Well, I could. You know, that's actually quite a bit better. That's not that much better. I mean, the sword goes up significantly. That's so interesting. Anyway. Why do I have so many daggers still?
Sit and think.
Thought I sold that.
Always
Red priest.
resonate within your soul. What do you mean, my child? I'm afraid you are attributing too many characteristics to me based solely on the clothes I wear. The Horns of the South are my home. My mission is to spread the word. The word is good. I'm afraid that I simply cannot believe your blasphemous words without proof. Father Leon. I knew him in my youth. He was my mentor, a truly devoted servant of the Prophet. Back then, he was already showing signs of being overly devoted, let's call it. He followed the word and the word alone, which might seem commendable, but it doesn't necessarily make for easy, everyday communication between brothers. He answered questions with quotes. Can you imagine? We never knew whether his faith was truly that strong, or if he was just mocking us. So, this letter, well, it doesn't prove much. It's true that it's written in a normal way, and not using quotes, but the seal matches, and the handwriting too, so I dare not question its authenticity. I dare say, however, that Father Leon's devotion might have turned into madness. Why shouldn't it? It's a sickness, a corruption, but also a mystery. Many of my brothers would call it a curse, a stain upon Avalon that must be purged. And yet, I wonder, did Kai not teach us that all things have a purpose? That even suffering carries wisdom? The weirdness twists and warps, yes. It consumes and it takes. But it also gives. Life grows in its wake. Strange and terrible, but life all the same. If we are to fight it, we must first understand it. And that is what frightens the Church most of all. Understanding. As prepared as any men can be against something they barely understand. The swords and fire will hold back beasts. But what of the creeping rot that twists flesh and mind alike? But there is one thing. The Excalibur they keep here. It has not been wielded in an age, yet the weird does not creep near it. Well, even as it rests upon its pedestal, the air around it remains untouched. The tendrils of corruption that strangle stone and steel refuse to claim it. The Keepers may not see it for what it is, but I do. There is power in that blade. Something ancient. Something beyond the Church's teachings. And if it truly holds back the weirdness, then perhaps it was never meant for men alone. Safe? No. But safer than most, I suppose. But tell me, what is safety, truly? A stronghold? A weapon? A prayer? I've seen men with all three fall just the same. So no, I do not feel safe. But I do feel watched. And sometimes that is enough. Certainly. Kai's blessings know no bounds. But sometimes it's useful to seal them in a handy flask.
Monster brain. I have that.
May Kai's word always guide you. In the word, you will find solace. I thought about what you showed me. Thank you for trusting me. I heard rumors a long time ago. back when I was still an acolyte, about the sealed, pitch-black dungeons from which you could hear howling, rattling of chains, and other mysterious noises every night. The mere description of them could frighten a young man. Back then, I thought it was nothing but a tale to scare new adepts into obedience. But several years ago, a traveler came here. He was looking for information about his pregnant wife. She was supposed to go to the island asylum to treat the early symptoms of the Red Death, and we were already quite adept at suppressing those. No wonder her husband was hoping for her safe return. But if she never came back, and vanished without a trace, well, it made me wonder. And now this letter. I've decided I can't keep turning a blind eye to what's been happening. It's against the word. That's very bad. More evidence that both you and the letter are telling the truth. Her husband is probably around 50 years old now. He came from Quanacht. So if you ever meet him, please pass this information on to him. And assure him that old Regan from the Horns of the South offers any support he may need. Ah, yes. I wrote to the Prior to send another acolyte in my place. I told them I wanted to end my service and retire. But, well, in truth, I'll go to the Prior with the letter you gave me. It's time to honor the memory of Father Leon and bring this matter to an end.
Let's see what happens.
To do justice to all those suffering in torment in the island asylum. In the meantime, I am still at your service, my child. What can I do for you today? May
Nothing.
Kai's...
Cool. And Quanacht, which is way up there. Okay. Cool.
Sir, I haven't seen you before. I wasn't expecting any guests. You don't look like a new recruit. And yet, Odrin let you in. He's not drinking again, I hope.
back again.
Yes, I know. And that's why he's of trouble. These people will always find a safe haven here in the Horns. And that makes me wonder, what happened to your friend, the captain? However, if you're lying, then you might as well have just confessed to the murder of a Knight of the Round Table. Looked like one. Fortunately for me, this pen only means that I'm to make sure you're safe in the Horns.
I think you'd be
Nothing about
surprised.
helping you out with whatever you're up to. Anyway, welcome to the Horns of the South. Make yourself at home. That's one of our tags. Every soldier gets one when they pledge their loyalty. I just hope the body you took it from was already cold, because killing a keeper would land you in some serious trouble. You know, here's what I'm thinking. If you stumble over any of our fallen keepers out there, bring me their tags. Sure, they all swore to stay here until the bitter end, but they have families who maybe you could lend a hand. I'll pay you for every tag you bring back. Anyway, I suggest you go see Marg first. He knows best. Right now, Marg is the only other person who's allowed to leave the keep. I'm not about to risk the life of our last link to the outside world. It's druid behind this. It's old. From what I've heard, it even predates them to do unnatural. It's not far, and it's hard to... The captain... Good. Try not to get yourself killed, and get rid of whatever's been causing the problem. That's a good one. Wouldn't count on anything about... But if anyone catches you stealing, I'll take your hands. If you attack any of my men, I'll take your head. That enough for you? Distracts my men. He's not our first line of defense. I'm sure the hordes of visitors clamoring at us left looking for a better life. Until, at last, the sea took most of it. What else was there to do? There weren't enough people to live there, and nobody wanted to anyway. Not since the monsters started coming out of the sea. We wiped out most of them, but new ones showed up every now and then. Marg, our hunting, There's a weird statue with a gong, but I'm not sure how much of it is left. Other than that, probably just nothing but... Because I said so. What? Did you really expect that you could just enter our... And then I'll take you to the captain. I can't have every random stray wasting his time. Good. Come back when you've proven your worth to the Horns of the Sun.
Off a little while. I'm just going to push forward in this game because I'm getting so distracted by everything, by cat. Or slower this time than I did last time. Anyway, thanks for joining. Let's go.
If you need rest, you can sleep in the barracks. It's no royal chamber, but it's better to sleep.
Down, or I'd have shoved my... They say they're running from the weirdness, but who knows, really? So now I have even more hungry mouths to feed. And since the captain ordered the letdown of our keep, the supplies are dwindling out. Even the keepers need some variety in their lives. Well, an adventurer are you? Well, you, free reign of my kitchen, are you? Well, you, free reign of my kitchen. If you need to cook something, go ahead. Food, then get lost. Go to Ron's Tavern and stop wasting my time. Get lost. Go to Ron's Tavern and stop wasting my time. What do you think they serve on the coast? The same damn thing as here. Bloody fish! Just don't come crying to me when you start missing my fried cod. Fried cod. In the fishing village. That's where the guy...
I mean, it looks like they got plenty of meat.
If you're here to see the healer, don't bother. He's a quack and a butcher who likes to... And I mean it! And you know what he did? He said my tooth is rotten, and then sent me to Osprey to get it pulled out. I even gave him my grandma's recipe, but he said it was no good. No, Heber took it, the plonker. Said if I don't know how to make it, I shouldn't have it. And that he doesn't want some questionable homebrew medicine spreading through the keep.
Oh, sorry. Do I know you? I'm terrible with faces. Either way, glad to make your acquaintance. I'm Jan Heber, a physician raised in Camelot and trained in the Royal Academy. Is some local witchcraft I've been trying to make sense of. I guess I'll find out when I try it. Experience is the best teacher. Don't worry, I'm not testing anything on the others. Graham the Mad, a great Camelotian physician, used to say that a real doctor would never give his patients something he hadn't tried on himself first. The things they do here, they make no sense. No sense at all. Most of this stuff should, though. I don't dream about anything anymore, so sleep feels like a waste, or it will keep hurting. Yes, or it will keep hurting. Yes, is Grandma's mirror making it the same to trust him with something like this? What? How do you... You know, straight, don't come running to me. Why would you, though? Don't you have better things to do? Sharing, then I won't ask. You might have more success getting people to trust you with their personal, but for your own selfish wicker man and burned every last one of them to ash. I finally deciphered it a little while ago. It describes a ritual that needs to be performed at night within a stone circle. An excellent question. But I don't know. From what I've been able to decipher, it's a summoning spell to bring... And here I am thinking that everyone's already heard about the Charred Conclave. Well, it wasn't the proudest roles and books in pursuit of their knowledge. I've been reading about their rights in the village. I've been reading about their rites and the descriptions of their rituals. Look, I'm sure they were need to find the right spell, the right ritual, something that will unwrap it for me. Healing disease for everyone around here.
Ah, you're back! How's the remedy? Ah, you're back! How's the remedy?
Thank you! Ah, I'll finally be able to eat something.
Here, take...
You all right, newbie?
Cole came to us with a group of refugees from some nearby villages. They were looking for shelter from, well, everything to stay. You'll meet them in the village. They live in the buildings up high. Not long ago, though, Cole started acting very strange, erratic, sometimes even aggressive. One of our keepers, old Mahon, tried to calm him down. He might have used too much force, and Cole felt compelled to defend himself. He bit old Mahon. I think Mahon brought it on himself. They shouldn't have put that poor man in a cage. Wait, if you ever meet Patrice, please give her those flowers. I know it's not much, but I'd like her to know she's not alone. I support her and the other refugees. And I'm sure there are more. Good to see you again. The pledge today was very interesting, wasn't it? The certainty in Quartermaster Aymer's voice. Time. The pass again? Are we planning a trip to the Stale Lamb? Hey, not this time, my friend. I've run out of ink. I'm waiting for a delivery. Steward Orla will let me know when more arrives. In the meantime, I need to ask you for a favor. So, you in? For the sake of our long friendship? I guess you still haven't sobered up, huh? The Stale Lamb. You know, the tavern in the village below the keep. It's run by Ron. Truly a great place. I hope they're not planning to close it down. I'm sure I'm not mistaken. Anyway, about that favor I asked of you. One's tongue is the key to success. Keep it up. You do know it needs to stay between us. Do you understand? Say you understand. Fantastic. So, here's the thing. On a recent night out at Ron's, it seems I may have left some sensitive documents at the bar. Documents, with Captain Fergus' seal. But not right now. Could you get them back for me? I'm sure it won't be too much of a problem. Splendid. When you have the document... Hello. Are you also wondering why the heck we need them? Lighthouses. Why the hell are Dara and his workers pushing so hard to build the second one? Is one not enough? Is it because one is less than two and less is worse? I mean, two lighthouses next to each other are almost the same as one, and ships don't even sail this way anymore. Aye, why would they? The waters are treacherous, so no ships. Storms and the weirdness are a deadly combination. You can stay here and serve. There's always something. Well, one was even hanged for theft. But if you're interested in the horns, you should visit our museum. Aye, it's boring, but at least you don't have to pay to enter. But almost nobody goes there anyway. What do I think? As long as they follow the rules, they can stay. And if they don't, then they can hang. That's all. Folks are saying that there's some other group, probably more dangerous, not so far from here. If they come closer, well, this is a...
Hey, you're heading to the village, right? Tiernan should let you in. Take this medicine to my father, will you? Goban is a loud man afterwards. Ah, he is to serve too. In fact, he was the builder before me, Chatter. But as long as I can help him, I will. Hence the medicine. If Haber doesn't know, then I don't have one. I've already used mine. Guess what I used it on? That's right, bringing medicine. He got me before he joined the Horns. Serves me right for wanting to find him, stupid son of a bitch. If only I knew what it would entail. I don't know. Following my old man here was all I ever wanted. Never saw myself as anything else. Tried picturing myself as a husband, a father once. But, nah. I wouldn't know how to raise a kid. I'd just mess them up. Like father. A woman can be an old crone and still devote herself to the All-Mother. But a man's got to have some fight left. For every time someone asked me that, I could fund the damn thing myself. Look, it's Camelot's orders. I get paid to follow them. Keep your head down.
Oh, Mother have mercy. Not another one. If I let you pass, will you promise not to make any trouble? That's just my luck. Take the post, Tiernan, they told me. You'll be looking after a village full of old farts. That's practically early retirement, they said. What a load of crap. There's always something. If it's not the deck falling apart, it's a refugee running around biting people. I know Mahone can be a piece of shit sometimes, but gods. Now both of them are sick. And Haber's got no clue what's wrong. Which is the only reason that refugee isn't dead. Yet. So, he's sitting in a cage. His wife's crock has gotta die someday. Good. Honestly, it's the least of my problems. But I've got no way to fix it. Dara's always busy with his lighthouse, and every time I try to do it myself, someone else needs me for something. I can't even sneak out to the tavern because last time some rich bint started You do that? Truth be told, but, well, yeah, I'd pay if I could for mismatch.
What do you want? To gawk at the beast? Well, I'll have to disappoint you. My Cole is not the monster you all believe him to be. But now we're all at the mercy of those damned keepers. One evening there was a quarrel between our group, the villagers, and one of the keepers. Well, Cole went mad. I've never seen him like that before. He attacked that keeper and bit him. It was serious, but the keeper survived. If it weren't for the other men from the village. So as long as that question remains unanswered, we're at a standstill. Started acting weird after that. And in time, it only got worse. Ellis was on watch that day, but from what he told us, he eventually fell asleep. was trying to find him. I called out, but no one answered. I was alone in the night, and then I kept falling, and falling, and falling. And then I woke up. We set up camp near the arch spire. We hoped that bandits wouldn't dare to venture into a place like that. Well, now I know why we could have been right. With everything that's been happening lately, I'm ready to believe in... Thank you. For them. To introduce myself. Yeah, we grew up there. We lacked for nothing. Well, that was before the damned grubwood started spitting out monsters. Then more and more caravans disappeared into the forest. People were telling stories that grew more horrifying by the day. In the end, that changed. Then our only income came from the villagers, who were getting drunker and poorer by the day. That was always our plan. Col and I never wanted to stay there forever. Beatrice and Cole from the village of Ree, that wasn't us. Yeah. I doubt I'll ever see him again. I don't think there's anything worth going back for. Each of us has a different story. Some wanted to seek their fortune elsewhere, like me and Cole. Some had to flee their homes because of bandits pillaging their villages, or because of the weirdness. Ree could be one of those places by now. There's so much turmoil in this world. People can suddenly lose themselves. 3 weeks ago, things were starting to get difficult. The supplies we brought with us were running, more mouths to feed, and more worries to deal with. It's not easy. Be careful out there.
Bloody hell, look at this. The old sleep under leaking roofs. Can't even hammer a nail properly. I'm telling you, if I was still working here, this place wouldn't be falling apart. Ah, but I'm not. Oh, shite. I can't even stand to look at it, let alone live here. And who are you? What you want? You another one of Durar's freeloaders? I bloody knew it. Retirement my arse. It's shit. Never a moment of peace. At least when I was still working, there was always something to do. Now, so, what you want? One day my boy got it into his store. I'll be dead as a doornail in no time. Ha, like hell I will. I'm still here, ain't I? I've served my time. I've lived me life. And now you can all kiss my arse. So there. Peace and quiet. Good one. I'll only have my peace and quiet when he just threw up his hands, mumbled something to himself, and that was it. Hell, I should have been an healer. What's wrong with Finley's the name? Doesn't nag me all the time. Yeah, right. He'd better focus on his job. Oh, so many questions. How about a drink? So, what was your question? Hold on. Finley, it's not Finley. Do you know the problem with having a helper who's mute? He doesn't bloody talk. Why all the poking up? Ah. You see, back in the day, being a keeper was a serious business. Now, don't even get me started.
You used to come here with a mission, not to run away from your bloody mother. Heck knows what he came here for. That's not my problem anymore. I'm starting to like you, stranger. I like me brothers in arms. Kind of men you'd want beside you in the darkest holes of Avalon. But they're gone now, all of them. We went in together, but I was the only one to come back out. I can still see all their faces when I close my eyes.
Why the sudden interest? Maybe if you...
Did I just...
Full mission. But here wasn't just some empty caves. There were monsters. Straight out of Age. Looked like... hell. Memories all twisted up now. Like a bloody nightmare mixed with shadows that don't belong. Want to know more? Speak with Fergus. He's in charge of this shit show now. Now, I propose a toast to those lost souls. This one's on me. Feast, you say? Problem is, sometimes I think they never died. They haunt me in my dreams, you know? Forbade me from going back. My brothers deserved better.
Who are you? Another refugee? This place is already crawling with your lot. It's like a camel of each other. But a local is a local. It was easier to share with others, even when you didn't have much. A problem in eating us at a house and home. Back then, sure, civilians came and went. Window. It used to mean something to be a keeper. You could come in off the streets and keepers would make a man out of you. Now, bunch of spoiled lordlings sold off to Brandon by their daddies for a bag of gold. Treated like they're made of glass. Soft. Weak. The lot of them. What's there to be proud of? You watch your damn mouth. We did everything we could. I've said it before. We need a whole damn army to keep this region in check. And besides, how do you know these leeches are even telling the truth? Every village wiped out. Just like that? Give me a break. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Do you see anything interesting around here? There's this tavern, and plenty of fish in the sea. Decent place to retire, but not much else. Well, if you're looking to sightsee, try the sunken village. Just don't let the locals tear you to shreds. I don't know. Come here, the three of us. Me, Berg, and Fedley. But lately, something's gotten into Berg, and it all kinda fell apart. Hell knows what happened. One day he just stopped talking to us. We went to his house to get him, but he only cursed a blue streak at us. Say, mate, do you feel like talking to an old obla? I feel bad for him, but I've got no more patience. And Finley? Let's just say Finley's no good at this stuff. Now you're talking. Ever since he got so maudlin, Berg usually...
Beer from Kunacht, wine from Farshire, moonshine, only local, the best there is. And fish, lots and lots of fish. What's your poison? Stale fish? Yeah. Look around. You're in the capital of fresh fish. Unless you're buying from Heffen. I can't vouch for him. Here though, take your pick. All today's catch. You mean the old pier? Well, first of all, it's not that old. A proper tavern. People come and go and the regulars drink as usual, as it should be. Daddy will be proud. Hey, not here, obviously. You won't see your old man here unless your name's Dara. Mine sent me here because he hoped I'd make something out of my life. He never wanted me to pour a beer and look at the same tired mugs day in, day out, but I would for active service, so he sent me here. I was bored out of my mind, and since there wasn't one here, I decided to start a tavern. At least I'm not as... whatever. Holy moonshine. I remember. Sigibald. It was Sigibald who left those documents behind. I've no idea how you found out about it. Sigi. He's dead. I didn't just throw them in some cabinet. I was afraid they'd fall into the wrong hands. He was a good man. I wouldn't get rid of my only memento of him. Here, after what you said, I assume you'll make good use of them. Even though I'm still not sure what to think about it. Things are getting weirder and weirder in our beloved Avalon. He died like he lived, with a tankard in his hand. The boys always said Sigi was a friend worth 5 others. Hey, listen, if by some miracle you really talked with Sigibald, please.
What we got? Wow.
Excuse me, could you get me a clean glass? And I mean clean, not just wiped 3 times with a dirty rag. I'm not sure. I don't mean to say that you peasants all look the same, but you have to understand it's quite difficult for people like me to tell anyone apart in this dreariness. Especially since there seems to be so many people like you here. I thought the South was supposed to be more secluded. Surely you must have heard about our family. Not to brag, but we are rather prominent. I am famed amongst Camelot's courtiers. I designed it myself. I wanted to blend in with the people of the South. The savage tribes, the brave, so much about its wild, untamed beauty. So far, it's turned out to be terribly dull. And the smell, handsomely rewarded. It's not very far from here, but it's far enough away from all this rabble. If we stay here for a while, I need a place for myself. You understand. Draw me a bath. He brought me a bucket. A bucket! Can you imagine? Right. My Duncan has been heartless about it. He just keeps going on about how I was the one who wanted to come here. He told me to deal with it. Can you believe that? The nerve of the man.
Unbelievable.
Well, what he doesn't sitting around waiting to be handed. Fine. The problem is that the manor appears to have some occupants. Not legal ones, mind you. Splendid. I can't wait to start decorating. Maybe something nautical to go with the sound.
It is. None of that is mine to take.
Hello, child.
Everybody's...
Or an adventurer. Books in this part of Avalon. Is Lady Kincaid in power? Who has a hold over the entire territory? Nothing? Oh, really? Avalon. It is a beautiful land with lush fields, forests rich in game, and most importantly, the Wordstone mines in the west. Until the primordial fog took our minds.
Happens.
I know, child. I know. Oh, do you mean a family? Oh, I've never had time for such trifles. No
Second time I heard the word trifle.
For someone who will help me find a certain artifact. So, are you interested, child? I came to the Horns of the South because I found a fascinating book. It was in this area. However, when I asked those nincompoops about it, they just laughed at me. They said that the Andraste wasn't carrying by Elvis the Light Keeper. He was one of the more notable keepers. In his waning years, he began to just be very ill.
Sure.
Oh, and they say young people don't want to learn anything. Come on, chop, 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 get to reading. Anything. Come on, chop, 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 get to reading.
The terror from the deep. Great, so it's out there. Psych.
You seen all the refugees coming from the nearby villages. You seen all the refugees coming from the nearby villages. They're trying to get away. They're trying to get away from the bandits and the weirdness.
Been closer. Who wouldn't be scared?
There may be, but I don't trust strangers.
Scared.
There may be, but I don't trust strangers. They could be bringing trouble with them. They could be bringing trouble with them. Never know what kind of folk you... Speaking of the refugees, you hear about that one Cole? Looks like he's ill or something.
Aye, I heard. Poor lad's in rough shape. But thank the All Mother it's not the Red Death. We couldn't deal with that here.
Still don't sit right with me. Sick folks in a crowded place don't sit right with me. Sick folks in a crowded place? It's a risk, it is. You see that? Not one, but two noble ladies in the tavern tonight. That's a...
Anybody over here? Over here. Man, things I'd like to steal. I think this is going to save the game as I step out. This is going to save the game as I step outside. Yes, it did. Alright, we're going to end the stream outside. Yes, it did. Alright, we're going to end the stream right here. We'll be back later.